Well, hi everyone. Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for you. We're looking at Thursday this time. There's a pretty good chance that just about everybody in Nebraska, except for maybe the Panhandle, will see something on Thursday. Now, this doesn't look like it's a big deal, and it's kind of a mess. So I'm going to show you a couple of different weather models, just to kind of show you that they're showing the same thing but differently, and then it'll make sense in a little bit. Also, there's a chance for some severe storms. You can see here, it's just a marginal risk. This might get tweaked upwards a little bit as we get into tomorrow. I'm going to zoom out here and show you that there is a slight risk for part of this. It goes all the way down from southeastern Colorado, southwestern Kansas, into Oklahoma and Texas, where there's a better chance. But we're just kind of on this northern fringe. And what do these mean? Well, this is the kind of the play-by-play here. The two on the right, the moderate and the high risk, you never really want to see those. That usually means a damaging tornado somewhere is likely. The middle of the road, enhanced risk, that's when you start to get to be a little more severe than not. But we're on the really left-hand side, especially for Nebraska, it's the marginal risk, the one. That's an isolated severe thunderstorm possible, limited in duration, and or coverage and or intensity. So basically it's one or two strong to severe storms, and that's usually about it. But there's a chance for some hail, maybe some damaging winds, maybe an isolated tornado. But overall, the chance is relatively small comparatively to these other ones. So this is the tornado risk. It's just a small chance, but again, an isolated spin-up tornado. It doesn't look like it's going to be a long track dangerous or anything like that, but an isolated tornado possibility, just kind of a spin-up tornado. And those can still do some damage, certainly, but north central, northeast Nebraska through right down the middle of Nebraska into southwest Nebraska. Notice Lincoln, Beatrice, Omaha, not really in this, but it's close enough. And you know, Mother Nature doesn't care about our little drawings or anything like that. So it's close enough that we'll pay attention. A large hail, certainly a possibility for central, well, basically the whole eastern 2/3 of the state of Nebraska, Lincoln, Omaha, Beatrice, Grand Island, North Platte, McCook, all in that, O'Neill, Columbus. So damaging wind is also a possibility. So basically what this is showing me that as the storms kind of get going, we might see an isolated spin up, and then as they kind of progressively move south and east, more of a hail, and then eventually a damaging wind possibility for Thursday. And this could happen Thursday afternoon and into the evening hours. So we're going to look at, like I said, two different models. This one is starting at Thursday, 1 p.m. Notice there's already one cell in central Nebraska, but it doesn't move very far, very fast. This is going to be kind of a theme with both models that I'm going to show you, where storms pop up, then they just kind of sit there, and then they might diminish a little bit. Now, the overall part of this storm does pull south, but storms that get going really just sit there for quite a while. So heavy rain and a flooding potential is going to be there. See how it slowly just kind of makes its way south and east. This is different than a cold front. This is just kind of a storm that seems to be just moving by itself. Nothing's really propelling it. It's just deciding to sag to the south. It moves into south central and southeast Nebraska by 9 p.m. and about midnight, 1 a.m. Most of it's gone, but still some scattered showers and some thunderstorms out there for parts of the state through the very early morning hours on Friday. Now, this activity won't really go away for Friday. It's going to stick around and just kind of be scattered showers and thunderstorms on and off. But that's your initial storm threat for Thursday. Now, this is the other storm cast that we're looking at. Notice this one's kind of all over the place. This is 2:30 in the afternoon. Here comes another wave, 9 p.m. And then they kind of keep moving south and east, and then more form on the other side of it. And then they move south and east, and then more form behind it. It just kind of keeps, there's no rhyme or reason behind this. So this also gives me the feeling that there's no real direction, it doesn't have any direction to it. And that usually means if a storm forms, you're probably going to have heavy rain in certain areas. So, you got this line right here, and that's probably the fourth or fifth line that went through. You got more storms over here. There'd been storms there over and over again, and now more storms moving in from the south and west. So it's kind of like, okay, you're just going to have wave after wave after wave of strong storms, heavy rain, and maybe some isolated severe weather. Then this is 7:30 a.m. Friday. So I mean, look, I'm going to go back and kind of go through this again. Notice how it's just kind of, so here's 12:30. There's one line that went through Lincoln. There's another line, two of them. There's three, there's four, and there's five. I mean, that's a whole lot of different lines of storms rolling through the same area. It's not like one big strong line of storms roll through and then we're done. So this is one where, again, the severe threat is smaller with instances like this. The flooding threat, however, let me get to the end of this one. The flooding threat can be real. So here's just that one model. This is basically from the first model, anywhere from 1/2 inch to maybe up to 2 or 3 inches of rainfall, a possibility. So this one model has pockets of heavy rain. The other one will do exactly the same thing, but just they're so isolated in nature that you could have 6 inches of rain in one spot and next to nothing in the other spot. So this is going to be a really interesting storm to watch. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason behind what the storms are going to do, where they're going to go, where they form, where they pop up. It's going to be kind of a mess and something we need to keep an eye on throughout much of the day. So because of all of that rainfall potential, the Storm Prediction Center has us in an excessive rainfall area. So basically low, which it's not zero. That just means it's there's a good chance for some heavy rain, but the excessive rainfall, which means there could be a lot of heavy rain. In fact, I'll show you exactly what each one means. This is, so basically most of us is on the low, but some parts will be in the medium down here in the far southeastern Nebraska. So what does that mean? Let me get this graphic back up so I can show you what I mean. It's kind of like the other one. The Storm Prediction Center has that the marginal, the enhanced, the high, and that this is for excessive rainfall. So the green, which most of us are going to be in, isolated flash floods are possible, localized and primarily affecting places that experience rapid runoff. So basically areas prone to flooding will probably see it. Now the medium, so that's far southeastern Nebraska, scattered flash floods possible, mainly localized. Most vulnerable are urban areas, small streams, and washes. So it's just a little bit higher risk of that flash flooding. So something to keep in mind as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. A little step-by-step for you. Just keep in mind there's a chance for some strong to severe storms, some localized flash flooding going to be a possibility. If you like and subscribe to my channel, you'll know when if I go live, if there's severe weather. It's a great way to be alerted of severe weather, because all of a sudden you're getting a notification, oh, hey, Rusty's going live on YouTube. There must be something going on. So that's one of the benefits to liking and subscribing. So thank you, and we'll talk soon.